Hey divas! Look how lovely this is. You probably can't see very well, but I'm having this beautiful walk, and I was just thinking, I just shared a story about how I connect with people and sell with grace and don't even try. I mean, there's times that I try on my webinars and things like that. I want to connect, but at the heart of everything that I do comes with a deep level of passion, a deep level of love, a deep level of deeply serving and wanting to help a woman or a client, potential client, ascend rapidly, right? So I just want to speak to a key problem that I see a lot with women. They're in like this sort of scarcity mode, and I just have to tell you, if you're not consistently selling right now, you're just not using your voice to really reach your audience. Because right now there are so many people. There's 2.1 billion active users on Facebook every single month. Think about it. So I just want you to take a moment to really tap into abundance. What if you could sell to a client every single day? What if you started speaking up and telling people what you do and taking a stand and having intimate divine conversations with people? I reach out, I tackle people's resistance. I'm speaking to what they need to hear, and I'm taking a stand for them. And in doing that, hey Teresa, Happy New Year. In doing that, people come to me and trust me because I'm consistently every day there. I'm there for them, right? So how can you be there for people? You need to become visible. You need to own your voice. You need to get on video. You then do need to have an offer that is irresistible, divine, that delivers on what you say it's going to deliver. I'm constantly telling my students to get really, really clear on what it is they stand for and the core outcomes on an offer, right? Because you're not really selling the modules, you're selling the outcome that they want. And if you don't know what your dream client wants, well, there's your number one mistake. So the way to shift that is to spend the time really getting clear about who your client is. I say you need to know her in and out. You know, if I was selling a body healing, weight loss, trauma release program, I'm going to remember what it was like when I had a benign tumor, I had a horrible eating disorder. Hey, blue addict, but you need not only owning your voice, then what are you saying? What are you saying? How are you reaching her? Now, I know what it's like to have literally blood pouring out of my body. I know what it's like to self-attack. I know what it's like to feel like you're literally dying when you're in that kind of constant feeling of, you just can't breathe. You can't get yourself out of it, right? When you're in a pattern of that sort of self-sabotage. So you've got to speak to it. Like, I'm not afraid to go there. I remember doing a video, I've told my students this, I spoke about when I felt like when I wasn't making money and it wasn't flowing for me, there was a part of me, like I felt like I was dying, I knew that I had talent, I'd lost my company in New York and I'd had to start from scratch. So a big part of me, for me, was forgiveness and stopping that endless cycle of deep, deep shame and anxiety. And if I really look at the course of my life, I'd always lived with that from early childhood. So it stems back from my early childhood. A lot of unresolved trauma, fear, shame about being this larger than life character, wanting women to like me, wanting to fit in with my mother and sister, wanting approval. And the funny thing is, which I don't give a hoot about anymore, because all that did was constrict me. I have a big energy. I'm here to do big things in the world, and I'm not too much woman. I'm not too much woman for me, and I'm not too much woman for the women that are my dream clients. They get me, they see me, they honor me, and I honor them, right? So I'm not going to constrict, because I say, I remember putting on weight so I'd be less sexy, when I'm like in my 40s, I'm talking about when I was 16, I had so much, 18, 19, 20. Women would always get so threatened by me. And I remember feeling that feeling of people looking at me, even putting on a hat and standing out and getting attention. I look glamorous. And now I'm in my 40s, I'm like, I'm gonna look glamorous, I'm gonna get attention. And you know what I've noticed, even when I put on weight and put on like 20 kilos or 40 pounds, I still got attention, because it's not about the size of your ass, it's about your energy. Now, I was shopping, bless them, I have lovely mother and sister, and we were shopping the other day together. No joke, this happened. So there's this man walking around the store. I did notice him, he was with a woman. And yes, it's a beautiful beach, isn't it? And my sister's quite small, petite little girl, and she was trying on these extra small pants, and they were still too big for her. Like, she's a really little girl, or little woman, I should say. And I was laughing, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should try them on, and everything. Maybe they'll fit me, because the medium was too big. And so I go to put on these leopard print pants, and they fit. They were. I was on my moon time. And my sister and my mum are like, oh, they're a bit tight, Ingrid. They're a bit tight. And I was like, oh well, they're a little bit tight, but they fit. I really like them, and I'm not picky with my clothing. I'm not pedantic. It's the same way I run my business. It's the same way I teach. It's like, get it done, get it done, get it done. Not from a place of force, not from a place of hustle. It's just ground your energy. Ground. I'm putting my feet in the soil. Ground. Because I see so many women from trauma, from doubt, the fear, the indecision. They end up all here. They're not grounded in their body, so they're very scattered. I used to be like that. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So, get it done, get it done. So anyway, I'm like, I want to buy these pants. I'm not pedantic. I'm like, oh, they're not perfect, who cares? But I like them. They feel good to me. I like them. So I'm like, I'm going to buy them. And I couldn't see that guy or anything. He'd sort of gone. And my mum was sitting on this leather chair, and I went to check out to buy these pants. And I sort of ignored, I sort of felt my mum's and sister's energy. Like they're not right for you, Ingrid. And I'm like, well, they're right for me. I really like these pants. I felt like I was reverting back to like a 10-year-old. Anyway, and then I go to pay, and this man is there, and I'm making a joke about the pants being tight. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'll just start drinking some shakes or whatever. And I'm quite small actually, but I got a booty and whatever. But I was like, I'm comfortable in my body. I'm comfortable with myself. It's all good. So I made a joke. I'll just drink some shakes. I've got to get these pants. And this man just zoned in on me. He pulls out his black Amex or whatever it was, some black credit card. And it's like, let me buy those pants for you. And I don't know who this woman was that he was with, and it was a bit uncomfortable, but it was also playful. And I just looked at him, and it was like, well, I could say yes, and part of me wants to say yes because I'm all into receiving, and if you want to buy me a pair of pants, I love the gesture. Thank you so much, but I'll be buying my own pants. I don't need you to buy a $200 pair of pants for me. But I was really interesting, and my mum's sitting there like behind me. She couldn't even speak, like watching this unfold. And these things don't happen very much to these other people in my family, these other women. And I thought about why, I can obviously more than afford to buy my own wardrobe. But I really praised it, and I was like, oh, and this man, actually, I don't think he was he was just caught up in my energy. We were both being playful. We were both, and if he wasn't with a woman and I didn't understand the story, I actually probably just would have said, yeah, sure, buy me the pants. If you want to do that, and I'll receive that with no attachment, then great. But I just laughed, and then I was about, okay, this is flow. He wants to buy me these pants, and I was just like laughing, and I was like, wow, coming back to when because I grew up with a bit of shame around that, when people wanted to give me things. I had boyfriends flying me to Hayman Island at 18 and buying me Christian Dior lingerie and all this kind of stuff. And then I didn't date a lot after many years. For quite a while I was just focused on my life and my career. Hey gorgeous Bridget, I've been thinking about you. So I'm just talking about this story about this man buying me pants. So really, that for me, it's ironic because I don't mean to be, but I've made over $1 million this year in revenue, not profit, but in revenue and sales. I don't need a man to buy me a $200 pair of pants. But what I saw in that was this deep level of more receiving, and I'm still working on that because I do really work very hard. You know, I don't mean in a hard, heavy way. I really am very passionate about women. I've got women that are homeless reaching out to me. I've got all this energy of students, hundreds of students. So you're holding a lot of space. So I do, you know, I do want to like have more receiving to hold myself. And it's not really about the money so much. It's the energy and the container, and where do I overexpend myself. And one of the healings that I did last year, it's last year now, was to make sure that my cup runneth empty, and that I have excessive energy and I don't need to expend my energy. Like I get energy, I bring it in, I cultivate energy, and then I used to like give it all away. So there's obviously a belief within me that I need to give it all away, and I won't do that to myself anymore because it's not self-loving and it's not actually then honoring of my teachings really. So I've learned when to give, when to stop, when to say yes, when to say no, what's going to be the highest level of service, which is really to create leaders, and leaders need to learn how to get on their own 2 feet and rise up. So this has been teaching me how to be a better teacher. Boundaries are clear, but not with, I don't have like, these are my boundaries. I've embedded those. I know what feels good. I know what doesn't feel good. So I'm not in like this attacky, full-on energy of blaming anybody. I'm just like, these are my boundaries. These are the guidelines. And I've integrated that so deeply that what's really happening now is no one really crosses those boundaries, because energetically I've healed the pattern of that give, you know, and I am really generous, and I've built my business on generosity, and I will continue to, but not at the expense of my energy field. Because how will we, and this is for all of us, don't do that. At the end, you need to be a witness to people's journey. Everyone has a soul path. Everyone will decide. You have a program, you have a curriculum, you give love, you hold space, you honor your word, and then each individual soul will make a choice, and we cannot dictate that choice. We cannot manipulate. I mean, through energy you can shape, shift and transmute, and I do that a lot with my energy and prayer and intent. Always seeing my students and my clients their highest, and I download a vision and I'm like, okay, this is where we're going and this is what we're doing. But still at that level, everyone has to make a choice. So I was just sharing the story about that. So it's so beautiful to have that level of receiving. I love it. And really, guys, at the end of the day, I was speaking, I was to a woman yesterday and I wrote a post about it, and I reached out to her, and she's been speaking to me for a few weeks, and we have a beautiful connection, and she's like, I want to pay you in full. I'm scared that I'm not going to get the second installment of Rich Diva, my program. And I said to her, and one of my sales girls was trying to sell to her and get the pay in full as well, because, you know, there's some really great bonuses. That's awesome. And then it's good for us too, because we have better cash flow. We've got more committed women. However, there's so many women that really are struggling and they really need help. And so I've had women write to me saying, I wouldn't have paid off my debt. I wouldn't be having 25K months if you hadn't given us that payment plan. So I've got the payment plan, and I reached out to this woman and I said, don't hold back and don't go into feeling like it may not work for you because it's a lack. You're actually setting the scene. It will not work for me. You want to be like, okay, I'm going to back myself. I'm going to do the work. I said, look, are you prepared to do the work? Are you prepared to follow my lead? Are you prepared to watch all the modules? Are you prepared to get your offers in? Are you prepared to go to the weekly classes that we have for you? Yes, yes, yes. I say, okay, go. Back yourself, right? And I'll be backing you too. So if you're feeling called to join High End Empire, at the moment it's $397 by 12. It's a massive curriculum. It comes with 6 months of group support. I would highly recommend you do it. We've had women who are bankrupt joining that and doing, like Ellie did 21K. It's not a secret. She's given me permission to share it. If I ever use anyone's personal name, they have given me permission to share it. She's publicly shared the bankruptcy because she said, I don't want to feel shame. I've had other women join. You know, I've got Nicole, she's a sexual trauma release woman. She's done 25K, didn't even know until recently. Abby, 21K in 3 weeks. It doesn't happen for everybody like that, but it happens for a lot. Tori, 17K. Vanessa, 17K in a couple of weeks or a month or something. I think Ellie took too much. She didn't actually sell in her first month, but she sold the 21 in her second month. So at the end of the day, yes, I prosper by you joining my programs, but I have a diva mind as well, and it starts at over 13,997. Anyway, I can make more cash flow from that, and obviously if I sell volume in Rich Diva, but it's an enormous investment for me of time, of energy, capital going into getting leads. I sometimes spend 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a month on ads. Sometimes it makes me want to vomit. Sometimes I get great return. Sometimes I get little return. Overall, I get a good return. But, you know, it's my pay it forward. I'm giving such a deep program, and I'm basically banking on you to do the work and make it happen for yourself. So don't hesitate. If you want to change your financial destiny, if you want to heal, if you want to ascend, if you need support, which you probably do, because we all need support, and there's no shame in that. It doesn't mean that you're not a powerful diva. Quite frankly, you're the opposite. You are powerful, but having deep support is vital. Then join. Just reach out to me. I can send you a payment link. I can send you the full curriculum. It's massive, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful invocation. It's a beautiful rite of passage that goes beyond the money. In order for you to receive divine compensation for your work, there's a direct energetic vibrational shift, and once you've made that shift, you're not going to go back, right? So you're going to keep it with you for your entire life. It's a deep, deep divine integration. So, okay guys, I've probably just been talking and talking. I'm sending you so much love, but really at the heart of it, you got to know your audience. You've got to know what they want. You've got to know the problem you're solving. You've got to clearly articulate it so that they feel like they hear and that they feel heard. It's not about pushing on pain points, all that bullshit. It's about speaking to them so that they know that you've done the work, so that they know that you get it, right? If you're dealing with adrenal issues, if you're dealing with sexual trauma, if you're dealing with money and sexual trauma, or healing relationships, and you've really got to pinpoint what it is they're going through. You know, I could paint a day in the life of my woman. I know her. She was me, right? I know that woman intimately. Okay, beauties. I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful, divine day. Bye.